Alright guys, I'm about ready to officially take off my stuff, obviously, right, my clothes, right, and go ahead and get into bed. But I also shared that before with the ripple effect, right, and, actually come to think of it, there have been a lot of fires, right, in this one area recently. I wonder why. Well, again, it's like, well, Alyssa, you're just pulling stuff out of the sky. Where's the evidence for this? Well, that would be actually really hard to pull, and have a whole bunch of evidence, because you would literally need to have every person in, let's say, within that town's limits or whatever, right? They would literally need to share almost every minute of their day, and almost every interaction, and you'd have to examine every single interaction, um, with that person. So it's like, well, where's the evidence? Well, again, it's next to impossible to achieve that evidence, right? And obtain that evidence, right? But the proof, right, is there, right? And we see that. Actually, come to think of it, there actually has been a lot of that recently. And just this one little area, right? It's kind of like a warning sign and like a wake up. That's crazy, right? Again, right? People think I'm crazy, but again, you can't get the evidence. Okay, well, how do you know? Well, like I said with science, right? It's gathering, right, the best possible explanation, right? Well, obviously, we see that a lot happening in life, right? So, obviously, if you want to go the step above science, you just have faith in it, right? Because you actually see it, right? But again, obtaining that evidence is super, super hard. But you know that it's true, though, right? So, like I said, guys, it is astronomical. But anyhow, I'll officially go ahead and get going, and then I'll talk to everyone in the morning. This will be the first film of tomorrow morning. Talk to you guys tomorrow.
Hey everyone, your girl is here. So here I officially am now. I literally made it up here in 22 and a half minutes, guys. That is absolutely insane, but it's actually really, really good because 22 and a half, that means maybe, but again, I have to listen to my body though too. But maybe like 2 extra, like 20-minute segments. I'm actually gonna get this out of here. I vlog better when it's in my hand. So maybe like 2 extra like 20-second stops. Because you guys remember like last year I was doing them, or last year I believe I did it in like 17, 18 minutes. That's usually my, limit usually, and max that I can get on up here. But yeah, that's really freaking good, guys. Like I said. So anyhow, guys, we're officially here now. We're getting up to it's called the Dinky Shed. And obviously I have this, but it's not the same as obviously a really tall one. But Super Lush Life 2024 flashback. Just about 3 months from now. And it'll be 2 years ago at this time. Remember, right, that girl? And I was like, what the heck is she doing? Right, because remember I could see her way back up there, like, kicking. So we're going to do our own mimic and try to see, what we believe. Right, and I already shared what I believe it was. But, yeah, we'll officially figure that out here in just 1 second. So, yeah, I think that's really cool. And I just got some really good photos. I was going to wear contacts today, but I decided not to. And obviously you guys know I said I was going to try to do some paddleboarding, but because of all this exercise quite a bit recently, we're just going to hold off on that. So yeah, and also whenever I was coming up, there was another person. I wish I would have been recording. That's happened a couple times now, where they're like, oh, I guess we have a flag coming up, or oh, all right, I guess we have a flag coming up. I don't know if he was like not with, or not all about my bikini or something. Hi. Okay, so, yeah, you guys can see right there, they didn't do what I had said before, right? Hey, that's friendly, right, and all of that. So, anyhow, guys, we'll officially get on up here. Here we are. thinky shed. So we'll go up on these rocks and kind of just see what exactly it might have been. Alright guys, here we go. Let's flip it around. Again, I definitely should have wore contacts. Alright guys, let's see. Somewhere around here, I would say. Yeah. Actually, no, I think it was over this. Wait, I'm still in this mode. You guys can tell I'm a little bit beaten down, I guess you could say. But let me think here. Yeah, I just don't really see like what's back here that you would do those kick-ups and see. So yeah, like I said guys, that's obviously yeah. So anyhow guys, alright, let me go ahead and get actually up to the top by myself, save some battery because we got a long walk out there and I'm already back down to 90. So screenshot that. Yeah, so I'm already back down to 90, so let me go ahead and do that because I really want to enjoy this walk with you guys up at the very end. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Alright guys, so here I officially am now. Holy cow, almost to the top. I wanted to come on and also share that obviously since this is in the thinking of being a super, you know, fall foliage, right, for towards the end of the Pennsylvania version of Super Lush Life 2026. Obviously, I say that because this morning, I didn't share at the start. I gotta save the best for last, right? Like this view up here. I bought my hotel, guys. My final hotel for South Carolina. So literally, all I have to do now is have food money, gas money, car rental, and I do also have to, I do want to get just a couple other souvenirs, right? Like I want to get new Smyrna Beach souvenirs, maybe a couple Myrtle Beach souvenirs, and obviously then you do have like other small things, right? Like I guess you could call it like spending money. So obviously the aquarium, right? And stuff like that. Whew. Guys, this hike, something else today. Still really freaking good though for 22,000 steps yesterday. Alright guys, let's get to the lookout here. Hey guys, I'm at 81%. I'm in here pretty far. I just want to make this real quick video. I'll film, like I said, more on the way out. Holy freaking cow. Guys. Gosh. Guys. Like, what Godzilla was in here? How in that can you lift that and then pound that in that freaking hard? Guys, this is crazy. We're gonna try it myself. Wait, you guys can see my arm pretty good. Let me show you guys. I got some good freaking triceps on me. Holy cow. Well, no, actually, I have to put you guys down like this. So you guys can see my triceps really good then. Watch this. This is crazy, guys. Look at my triceps. My God. Guys, the screen was going right down towards the rock. Guys, what in the heck? Godzilla must have been up here. For real. Gosh. Yeah, see, I mean, I'm decent, you know. But that person is like Godzilla level. Anyhow, guys, let's officially keep rolling here. Keep my phone in the high 70s. Here we go. Hey, everyone. Your girl Liz here. Whew. So coming to you guys today now. Here I officially am. Way, way, way up here. You guys can see that Walmart. You guys can also see the road, that 22 Obviously, actually, I was on that for a little bit, but whenever I was going down to Philadelphia earlier this month, I forget where, and then I like got off somewhere, and then I got on 422, or no, I got on that thing, Hershey, or I'm sorry, in around Harrisburg, where there's like that Interstate 83 to York, and then Interstate 81, it's 81 towards Harrisburg, I think. I think that's where 22, because there's like, and then there's like a Hershey. There's also a couple other ones. There's so many signs there. But anyhow, guys, we are officially here now. We're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break, just for about 5 minutes, honestly, and take in everything. I did want to come on and share. This is absolutely insane. But last year, right, so this is crazy to bring you know, everything into a wrap, right? So obviously, you know, there's so many wraps, right? Thursday, because obviously last year at this time, as I was hiking up here, I was reminded, wait, hang on, that is where that girl fell. And then I was like, wait, I'm doing the same exact, but I'm doing super activities because I'm going further. And also last year after this, I did go swimming, right, like I am today. And then also I was reminded that, you know, I have an addition now for That's Great, right? So obviously, remember last year, right? Whenever I was here, that's whenever the addition came up with the eye contact, right, that we did. And it's like, how you can never live with yourself, right? Yeah, so I think that's crazy because I had just started to share, right, that, you know, kind of fading, just vaguely starting to fade, obviously. But you guys remember, like, even yesterday, right? Like, I didn't go back through and email it to myself. And obviously I deleted it out because I would have to go back through and email it back to myself. Remember whenever, yesterday, whenever I was talking about the right? Like, I didn't go on and include, you know, whatever, like 10 months and rolling strong still, right? Like, I didn't include the post of, you know, be careful of how you talk to other people, like that one's necessary, right? And that is also practicing my goal, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's starting to fade, but it kind of does to an extent, right? Because I didn't even say the location one, right, yesterday. So that's kind of cool, honestly, how obviously everything kind of like wraps in here. Also really, really cool because just about 2 months ago at this time, I was officially at the Turkey Hill Overlook Trail, and obviously 1,000 step reminders, right, obviously came up 2 times, right? So I kind of again think that's really cool with my 2 and 2. And I'll get into the final here, and that would be again 222, because it's like, oh, you know, that's great, right, that you choose, right, to look at people as mere clumps of cells, right, that you work with, and they're merely people that you say hi to, and then that's it, right? That's great that you choose to live your life like that. That is not my prerogative, right? And obviously, you know, I said that before. It's like, and that's great, right, that you choose to focus on the event that made something, made someone leave. I'm trying to make sure there's no snakes, right? Anyhow, so it's like, yeah, that's great, right, that you choose to do that, but I do not choose to live that lifestyle. It kind of goes off what I had said before with protect your own sanity, right, and not be confused about, well, that's a time when they are their own person, right, and they have their own one-way street, right? Let's not be confused, right? Even though there is that second half of the statement that nobody ever says, it is true at the exact same time. So, for example, when I go into work, there's the second half of the statement that I never say, is how can I, being my own person, right, with my own life choices and my own obituary, I mean, think about it, right? Did, whenever my grandfather died, did they go into great detail about my life in his obituary? No. Why? Because it was about him, right? Again, right? So again, that's kind of one of those times where you protect your peace, and you don't, obviously, and you know that, you know, you're doing your part and they're refusing to have open dialogue and work with you, right? And we obviously saw that with, well, what happens if something that you don't want to hear comes across as disrespect, right? It's like, well, you know, don't go to their level of low. Well, actually, you're not going to their level of low. You're actually realizing reality. And I mean, if you feel it's necessary, you can also tell them that too, right? It's like, well, you know what, right? Get over it, kind of thing. It's like, yeah. So anyhow, guys, I'll officially go ahead and keep on right on a rolling. Just want to come on and share that. Let's get back into today's video, right? So yeah, I kind of think that's cool. And I've noticed that occasionally, like obviously I'm not going to change who I am, right? Super myself, right? Like my bio. But I have noticed occasionally, right, when I start to talk, right, about that stuff, obviously, my retention is kind of a little bit lower. But again, you know, there's multiple reasons for that, right? Like, obviously, I've noticed sometimes it takes a day or two, and then I get about 20 views. So, yeah, like I said, I'm not going to change who I am. That's definitely, again, against my bio, but it's just something cool, you know? So it's like, that's great, you know? And it's also, you're almost like comparing yourself to others, too, because think about it, right? There's a difference between living in joy until the next joy, right? And compared to just going through the motions. There's a big difference in that. So obviously, like, for example, some people, and this goes off, we are all one. Some people, what gets them happy and excited is a car. Maybe it's not the best car in the world, right? They can literally only use it because it has so many issues, but it runs and it gets them to work and back, right? So that's how they started off, right? That doesn't mean that they're less valid, right? Because mine is focused on, you know, friendships, and I've already had a good car for a while. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, again, just because, again, they're not meant to work, that doesn't, again, mean that they're less valid, right? Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, in that case, yes, because of the age difference, it's just ones that are going to work. But you can still be grateful and, again, be in joy until the next joy, right? Because, again, you're not living in the moment. So it's like, yeah, you know, just because mine is a little bit different, right, than a person who has a car, right? Again, we are all one, right? We all go through the same exact things, experience the same emotions, have the same questions, right? It's just how we get there is a little different. So I kind of thought that was cool, you know? So with that all being said, I definitely like to keep the 50% because I would have been able to correlate, okay, so because last night I woke up super sweaty, right? So I definitely, again, know, right, the time of the month, obviously. So because of that, I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure that today I would have been like, you know what? There's just something about the energy boost, and it's not postage energy at work, right? Obviously, super happy yesterday. A little bit tired, so I couldn't point it together now, but today I can point it together. So I definitely, again, like the idea of like again, 6.5 out of 7. But guys, still though, that is insane, right? Like I said, you know, because the last time was, what? While I was on vacation, right? I showed the screen time there. I can't show the screen time on the others because it doesn't go back. But yeah, that is insane, guys. Absolutely wild. Crazy, honestly. So yeah, like I said, guys, we'll officially go ahead, though. I'm going to walk up until we actually get there, and then we'll officially be good to go. So we'll officially walk further on up this trail, and we'll just keep right on the rolling, guys. It's going to be very, very good today. Guys, no way. No. Where did it go? Oh my god. No. Guys. No. No. Guys, no. No, 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 no. Guys, look. Oh my, guys, look how perfect this would have been. Right? You have me sitting there on this rock right here. Right? Oh my, guys. No! Where did it go? No. No. Guys. That's crazy, guys. That is wild. That is a well, I mean, obviously, again, I'm not, like, listening for it to drop. Guys, where did it come off? Like, how did that also happen? Because I'm trying to think here. Like, as I was... guys, I wonder if it can... Oh, guys, look. I see what happened. See how loose that is? This thing moved up. Oh my God, guys. And I bet you what happened is it just fell off. And also, actually, whenever I was walking, I would put my phone in this hand too, right? And the phone, the back of the phone would bounce off that. Like, I could hear it in between this. So I didn't like that. But still, though, there's just no... No. No. Guys, and that would have been epic, right? Have that view in the now and then have it in the fall. No. No. Alright, guys. Well, like I said, once I get up to the new location, that's a mother blonde moment, I guess you could say it. Or, I don't know, the questions for Mother Nature, right? It's like, why would that happen? Or was that my blonde moment, right? For not constantly checking? Guys, no. Hey, though, look, think about this, though. Think about this Thursday. You know, it could literally be just down there. I have to make sure that don't drip out. It could literally be just down there, and then all I have to do is, you know, it could literally be just down there, and then all I have to do is just walk just a little bit back up here, right? So it's actually not that bad. So that's not that bad Thursday. Think about it, not that bad Thursday, right? So anyhow, guys, yes, we'll officially go ahead though and keep on right on rolling here. So I'll talk to you guys very soon. Hey everyone, your girl list here is now officially 12:52. I officially obviously only have about 16 ounces left. Well, actually just over, as you guys can see. So I definitely have to watch that because there wasn't any water at the stream, right, whenever you come on up. So again, definitely need to watch all of that. But you guys see that log? I think that log looks familiar, guys. Yes, it does. Because that log is where I said is where we'll stop. So time for some new territory, guys. Time for some new territory. My phone is also now down to about 73%, which is crazy. 1 minute equals 1% of battery. So I think what I'm going to start to do, honestly, I'm going to try to invest. Let you guys see the trail too. I'm going to try to invest in one of those like battery things. I've seen them places. And then you keep that thing charged. So it has its own battery, right? And then, whew, it has these different, I think it's called like a charger pill or something. So, yeah. That's what I'm thinking about getting. I just need to obviously keep going. And also figure out what in the heck. Because I know it was there whenever I set it down. So it's like, what in the heck could have been causing it, you know? I just don't know. Still trying to figure that out. So maybe also invest in extra tripod grippers, right? So, whoa, yikes. A little righty then, Alyssa. Yep, right on up. In all their glory, guys, for reals. So, yeah, you know, definitely consider that, you know, getting more of those. Looks like we're almost to the top, guys. You can tell by just looking out there. And those mountains, too. We're basically at the top. Means this will be our final stretch. That might actually be a thumbnail. I don't know. Final stretch. Yeah, I might actually include that in a thumbnail. So, yeah, we'll officially keep on right on going. You guys can see, I mean, they're not too bad, you know. Like I said, just a couple extra, you know, 20, 30 second stops on the way up, obviously. But, you know, I do pretty good for 22,000 yesterday. Really good. Almost to the top. You guys see this? Not the boobs, guys. This tripod. I think that could have been what was happening. Is I was walking and I wasn't paying attention, and this skirt also flaps out quite a ways. I bet you that's exactly what happened. Because yeah, I was holding it up here, and look what happens when I hold it up here. I walk casual. You gotta remember that thing's wide too. It doesn't weigh that much. So I could, again, very easily, boom. See, even without actually touching, it could touch. And I don't even know it. I bet you that's what happened, guys. Whew, right. New territory, guys. This would be beautiful in the fall. Oh, guys, I like that. There's just something about this. Looks cool. You know, you got that, then you got all the dead trees, then you have like a nice opening, kinda, right? Open for just a little bit. I don't know, there's just something about that I really like. Holy cow, guys, already another 5 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun. But yeah, like I said, guys, we're gonna walk this for a good 20 minutes. You're gonna see some really good stuff out here. So, yeah. You guys can see I'm getting thirsty. Really gotta make it last. Let me show you guys now this again. Bitch, I don't see anybody else. Oh, guys, look. Secret ravine trail. Let's check it out. It's down the secret ravine. Little secret trail. Geez, this trail's hard to follow. To really look at the ground and everything. Alright, there's a tree down. No, guys, this is actually still part of the trail. You guys can see it says orange. So it must just split. So after it turns into the north, which is just what I was on, it must turn into like east and west. Or those chipmunks are stupid. What kind of freaking chipmunk goes under there? A chipmunk who wants some rattlesnake venom, right? For reals. That's crazy, guys. I can't believe they're walking the whole way up there. Sleeping under there. Crazy. Alright, guys. Let's keep on a walking here. I definitely like the sudden, change in landscape, too. You know? Openness, right? Then you have like real little narrow channels, right? And then you have openness again. I really like it. Guys, this is definitely the place though to come in the fall time. Oh, guys, we're getting close to something. You guys can see the reflection in there. Maybe a tower? No, I don't see a tower. So it's definitely not a tower. It's definitely some kind of building, though. You guys can see it. Time to make the discovery to Thursday. No. No, there is the tower. I just saw it briefly. Wow. Alright guys, wait till I get up there and I'll check it with you guys. Alright guys, so M25, not really exactly sure what that means. Maybe mile 25 and then a footpath. Somebody has a Rubik's Cube. The link trail, it just says the kilometers. Clark's View. Oh my god, guys, no way. Guys, am I really that freaking far in here? Oh my gosh. And then Cowan's Gap, 73 miles. What is Cowan's? Is that what that says? Cowan's, yeah. Cowan's Gap. Here, I really want that out of there so I can get a full pic. And just take it up behind. There we go. The link trail, it just says kilometers. Clark's View. Maybe Clark's View is the Mill Creek where I was. I don't know. But anyhow, guys. Cowan's Gap. I really want to look that up like right now. But I won't. Alyssa? Alright, guys. Let's see here. What towers are these? Alright, let's check them out. Here we go. You know, now that I know this, guys, I'm gonna have to figure out what road this is and I can take a shortcut this fall. Right? For real. Because I can't believe I'm 5 miles in here. There's just no way. I thought last year when I mapped it, it was only like 0.4. Or, I'm sorry, like 3.4. Guys, that's crazy. But that's again, I didn't just walk 1.2 miles though. Alright, so. Well, let's see what it is. Site ID, FCC number, SBA. I don't know what any of that means. SBAsite.com. And then we can figure out what kind of towers these are. That kind of looks like a cell phone. Sometimes radios, though. Cell phone boosters have those at the top. Sometimes radio boosters do. Do you guys remember whenever I was in my ending spot for last year? Right? Do you guys remember? Oh, what the heck was that called? I actually forget what it's called. Actually, I don't think it has a specific name. Just PA 44 North, right? Past Jersey Shore. Yeah, North. Remember how it said? Remember how I showed the Froggy 98, right? Was coming in at Jersey Shore, guys. Jersey Shore, might I repeat once again. Jersey Shore, guys. What the heck? Right, and I said, you know, at some point, like, you can do whatever you want with your own radio station, but at some point it just is a little bit confusing, because if you're doing like a live broadcast and you want people to come, I mean, you have to have a pretty good broadcast for somebody to go from Jersey Shore to Altoona, right? Let me flip this around. Alright guys, I flipped it around. My hand was getting a little bit tired. So yeah, like I said though guys, that is insane, you know? So, we'll see what this one says. Then we'll officially keep rolling. So here we go. Penelec. Okay, that's First Energy. Probably just have like a booster. Power goes out. They can easily just, you know, kind of have an easier way to pinpoint where it was. This is definitely a cell phone booster. Let's check it out. And I don't know why it's screaming in there. For lease information, Jack's Mountain Road. This is considered a Mount Union address. Gosh, guys, I am on a freaking hike today. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, look, radio frequency. Boom. What did I tell you guys? Boom. What did I tell you guys? I knew it. Site name is just called Jack's. And then ASR number. I don't know what the heck any of that means. ASR number. Well, there we go. And look, guys, smile. Wait, hang on. Right here, I'm on camera. Hi! Hi! So, it's like, oh, there's the vlogger woman, right? Oh, guys, look. Look, perfect. Perfect. Okay, actually, oh no, I like this. Guys, look at this. Yeah, let's do this one instead. Alright, I'll be right back on with you guys. So, you know, we'll just do this now. It's really quick. And then get down to the level. Boom, look at that. Alright guys, it's now officially 1:17. We are officially back on out here. I didn't record, obviously, the rest of that, just because I looked just further ahead. I couldn't tell if that trail eventually, like, maybe ended up further up here, right? But we'll see soon enough. And then, obviously, the land in between. I was like, you know what? We're just going to go back to the connector trail thing that it showed. And that's what we did. So, here I officially am now. Keep on right on a rolling here. And it is, like I said, since it's about 1:20 and I have quite a long walk back. And I want to be able to enjoy, you know, get a lot of sun at Raystown. I'm probably going to turn around here in about 20 minutes. So, I'm going to go ahead and, you know, set the timer on my phone, or I'm sorry, on my watch. And then I'll know about 20 minutes to head on back. And then we'll go ahead, we'll get some dinner, and then we'll officially go to Raystown. So, and obviously you guys know, well, actually, no, I didn't show that. I'm going to be wearing my zebra bikini, since I had my zebra snack before I started hiking here today. So, I'm going to do this until my phone says 5 minutes. Then I'm going to probably take a little bit of a break, honestly, just for exciting stuff, because I am at 57. It's not that long of a drive until the lake, so I definitely want to get good, have good battery for Raystown, because you guys know I really like to do films there. So, anyhow, like I said, we'll just keep right on walking. I definitely like the sudden landscape changes on this trail. You have the really small trees, and then tall trees. But tall trees aren't super visible. Sometimes they are visible right before you get up to this, which is nice. Then you have all this like green grass that blows around. It's pretty nice, guys. Pretty nice. So this will be a good, probably what, 20 minutes from what I was doing last year. Yeah, I would say right around 20 minutes. So, should be good. Just keep right on rolling here. Looks like there's a big clearing out there too. So maybe this loops around to it. We'll figure that out very soon. Alright, this one will be sped up for 2 minutes down to Well, I'll let you guys know at the end. Alright guys, it is now officially 1:38. I officially found the perfect ending spot that we will end in. This is definitely a massive hike, guys. This is at least 4 miles, so obviously I have quite a walk back. So obviously, yeah, I want to hurry up and again have my time to enjoy the sun, right, and obviously the water at Raystown. So this again is where we're going to stop. It's super easy to know. Look, the trees are dead up there, right? And you have the orange marker there. You know, this tree, you could even do that tree, and then these little, they almost kind of look like, what would you call that? Mangroves, really, honest to God, it does look a little bit like mangroves. So yeah, we'll officially go ahead though and end. I will officially start my watch and only record if something crazy happens. I was gonna get some really freaking good pictures on the way down. But again, somewhere along the line, I was having that blonde moment, right? And that has to be what it was. And I just wasn't noticing it because it was so, like, minute, right? It had to have been that. But anyhow, guys, let's officially roll. Hey, guys, so I officially just passed that little conjunction, right, where we went and saw the towers. And I'm at 0.78 right now. So, obviously, this one's at that far up, but it was obviously up enough. So I want to say I hiked an additional, probably like 1.5 miles further than what I did last time. So yes, guys, like I said, we're definitely up there about 4.5 miles. So anyhow, I'll officially go ahead here and keep on walking. Obviously feel my energy getting just a little bit low, so I'll go ahead and keep on right on rolling. Just want to come on and share that little update. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hey everyone, your girl is here. As you guys can officially see now, 3:46. Holy cow, guys, that was insane. 3:46, guys. Whew, it was officially 1 hour and 51 minutes. That's also insane. And this is also insane, the push girl issues, right? The most I can squeeze them on over, guys. Anyhow, guys, holy cow. Literally as well, I didn't see anybody until like step 800. I saw 3 girls that were all hiking together, and then nobody until like 500, and then 3 people at the end. And then obviously, oh well, that right there, the guy and his 2 little kids, right? They were at the very end, and then 2 people were starting to go up whenever I, you know, was just right there. Guys, that is insane. That is such a big change. And it's only about 80, not even, well, it does say 83, but my car's been sitting here directly here. And it's not one of those meteorological, yeah, I think would be the right word. Anyhow, it's not one of those kind of, right? So you really get a true temperature, right? Like the car will eventually go down to what it's actually. If the sun is pouncing on it, it changes. But anyhow, guys, 775 area code. I am not going to be answering that. You can go find something better to do with your life. So yes, guys, with all that being said, I officially only drank about another 8. I'm going to finish this now, though. Then I'm going to go get some dinner, and then depending on what time it is, by the time I'm done eating dinner, honestly, I mean, that'll already be 4. You know, honestly, I might not go to Raystown today, and also that does save me some gas too. So I'm thinking actually probably not this year, or not right now. We'll definitely make it there a couple more times though, but just definitely not today, you know, because again, this actually ended up being a lot more than what I had thought, and it was fun though, so that's good. So no zebra bikini today, guys, even though I was hoping. Next time though, Raystown, we're taking that zebra. So alright guys, let's go get some dinner, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Or when I get home, whichever one.
Everyone, your girl is here, so I'm officially home now. I just want to come on and share a final little segment from today. And then I'll officially, like I said, probably just spend the rest of the night relaxing. Tomorrow I will definitely share about those videos. Well, actually, I'll just share about them now. So obviously the raccoons, right? Those were crazy. Him jumping up all that height, that's crazy. That also goes off what I had said yesterday with that little ravine, right? So that was cool. And then obviously the rattlesnake, holy cow, that was crazy. Them going after the rattlesnake. I did though like the eagle, right? When he was trying to fight the eagle the most, for the carcass. That was pretty fun. So, and then obviously a couple of the cat ones were pretty funny, except the one cat pushed him away, which was crazy. And then also those story times, they weren't really super scary. Honestly, it was just, the tracks vanished, and then a person, emerged from the woods out of nowhere, right? And he was just standing there. Most people react to the spotlight. I mean, it just really wasn't that scary, honestly. But I stuck on the forest, right? Kind of, vibe and kick, right, that I was on from obviously my hike yesterday. Again, that it just really wasn't scary. Then the next one, the person knew, like, when the person worked for the fire, right, and all of that, fire towers, but that's all that it ended up being. I mean, it was strange, honestly. I didn't really think they were scary. And then the person whose husband went down into the little creek side, and they were supposedly missing, right? But it didn't come up at the time. It's like, what? Because the 2015 case out in North Carolina was still active. What? Right? It just wasn't a very scary thing. But I obviously watched them, so just, yeah. Let it be, right? Let it not be scary. But anyhow, like I said, that was pretty much the gist of last night. And then also, speaking of push girl issues, I wanted to come on and share that. I did actually see another post. Now, this one doesn't go off what I had said with, hey, right, like, stop joking around, be serious with people, right? This one is obviously serious, but you guys can also see another time of what I had said. It's like, hey, just be happy, right? It's like, what the hell's wrong with you, right? That's what's underneath the bashing, right? And obviously, the certain bashings, right? Again, right, within reason, right? Just like that girl said, right? Like, yeah, that, I agree with what a lot of she said, Do you really want a person who can't control themselves and still clearly has... I mean, it was hard to say. I mean, I don't know. Probably, I don't even think that person was on any medications. So, obviously, yeah. So, with the guy's strength, right, do you really want that person to be... No, absolutely, I agree with that. But sometimes, again, the bashing just goes a little too far, right? And like I said before, right, it's like, when will we ever hear, right... hey, I paid $100 to play to watch a baseball game, not watch a whole bunch of people just show up, right? So people want to be cantankerous. That's not a thing that's covered, right? So now I just dropped $100 for nothing, right? Again, why don't we ever hear of those people, right? Why don't we ever hear how they felt, right? Because again, we try to fit our own personal, drive home our own personal strong beliefs, right? But anyhow, like I said, yeah, that's also, again, goes what I said. So, anyhow, that was kind of cool to find another one of those. But other than that, then, guys, I'll officially go ahead, though, and get going. And then tomorrow, we'll finish off my marathon month. And yeah, that'll pretty much be the month here. And then, obviously, August, we're going to start, some stuff here. But again, I'll get into all that a little bit later. So, now that all my hotels are officially paid for, yeah. I'm going to actually do some math tonight and figure out and then I can kind of better guess, right? So obviously July started massively big, right? You guys know that. But then it's, the past 2 weeks, so about the middle and almost end of July, it was a little slow down, just a real little one, right? So I'll have to kind of see how I want to play out August, right, and all of that stuff. Obviously, my first paycheck with these brand new hours came today as well, so I have a really good idea of when all of that is going to be coming. So, like I said, I'll officially, though, figure it all out, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. So, guys, the different animals that are officially hiding in the Appalachian Mountains, obviously, he said exactly what I had said, where obviously, and actually what I had said before on another topic, right? So obviously, like how I said before, like no mental health organization will ever directly share their own personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions on, well, do suicides go to heaven, right? Where do suicides go, right? There is no faith in God. I know you will provide for me in the act of suicide. True story, right? So again, where do they go, right? Again, they're not going to directly share that. So obviously they had said what I had said before. With the Game Commission, will never directly say that there's mountain lions, right? But there is, right? And he had even said that a couple times in the video. It's like, and also not only mountain lions, like river otters, right? And there was another kind of water kind of thing. So, reptile. There we go. Water reptile. So, yeah. And then the peregrine falcon, I did not know, goes at 200 miles an hour. That is insane, guys. 200 freaking miles an hour for a peregrine falcon. And then, yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. So, officially, like I said, though, go ahead and get going. I will include all the pictures now at the end here, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.